Hey, what's going on, everyone? Before we get into our conversation, I want to let you know this podcast is sponsored by BetRivers.com. BetRivers.com, the best place for all your sports gambling needs. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. You can also watch all of these episodes on the Field of 68 YouTube channel. Now, let's get into our conversation. What's going on, everyone? My name is Eric Devendorf, your host of the Scorers Table podcast, and tonight we have on another great guest. This guest was actually born in Amsterdam. He then came over to the States and went to IMG Academy in Florida before making his way to Syracuse. He's actually headed into his senior year. And from his freshman year to now, he's built himself into an NBA prospect. I'm glad to have him on. He's a low-key guy, but when he gets on the court, he's definitely not that way. So I appreciate you coming on, my guy, Jesse Edwards, a.k.a. the Mad Professor.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'm glad to be here.
What's going on, man? So let's kind of start in the beginning, bro. Talk about, growing up in Amsterdam. I read that you started playing ball at 12, but before then, you were kind of involved in a lot of other sports, soccer. So kind of talk about growing up, those sports that you played before ball, and then, how did you get started with basketball? Was it somebody who introduced it to you? Kind of talk about that and how that came about.
Got you. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, like you said, where I grew up, nobody really played ball. I played soccer. I did track and field for most of my youth. I was like 5, and that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to play, do track, just run, whatever. I did that until I was like 12. I won some stuff. I did all that, and then my brothers, both of them, but mostly my middle bro, Kai. The other one's called Renz. But yeah, Kai started watching LeBron videos, man. Started watching LeBron, and like we all started getting into the NBA. We started watching like All-Star games, staying up to like 2 a.m. and all that stuff. And then yeah, from that point, like I was like 10, 11, and all I wanted to do is just like play ball. We go to like these little courts in the snow and stuff, like with our jackets and all that type of stuff. And like it took like 2 years before we found like a club that had a spot, because like we didn't know anything about it, and like we didn't know anybody that played. So it was a whole journey, and then from that point on, we found it's called Amsterdam Apollo. That's where I played, and then yeah, man, we never looked back. Like we've been playing ever since. My middle brother plays in Spain now, and the oldest he had a bunch of injuries, so he's working, and he's not playing anymore.
So damn, you would have been a 6'11" sprinter. What was your in track and field? What was your event?
I did the decathlon, so everything, and then my specialty was like high jump. So, I could try to carry over a little bit of that into my game, but no, I did high jump.
I can see that, bro, because you long and athletic, but you're coordinated, right? Like you could move, like you're quick on your feet. A lot of guys at your size, they don't have that coordination. So you could see, especially like the soccer, right? I think early on, soccer might have helped you with your footwork and just being coordinated with that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like I created a lot of my like just being able to like move like normally, like just to like playing soccer, playing track, all that stuff. Being like that helped me like just to move normally and like a little bit. Because I mean, when I got 7 foot, it felt weird at first, but you become like that tall that you can't, like you have to like get used to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was that point for me when I was like from like 6, 7 and upwards, every inch I was like, damn, like man, I'm like, you notice like you're getting tall as hell at that point. So it takes some time to get used to that, and then yeah, but still that base of like just like sports, it stays though, like the soccer and track stuff for sure.
You already had the coordination kind of built in that foundation from those other sports. that you had. So you talk about 11, 12 years old, you and your brother, you start seeing the videos of Brian, you're getting interested in the game. So there wasn't probably a lot of people, like you said, where you're from really interested in basketball, right? So, I mean, was that kind of it? You and your brothers kind of just on YouTube and seeing that and then going and, hey, we want to play this. We want to play ball.
Yeah, literally that, because I would say like we grew up in like a suburban like type of neighborhood, and there's a bunch of sports fields, but it's literally 9, 10 soccer pitches, like all next to each other, and they're different clubs and stuff. And there was like one soccer pitch, but they had a basket in like on the side of it, so it was like the turf type of, but they had like
it wasn't even
basket.
cement.
Nah, it was built for like 5-on-5 soccer, but they had like a little basket on the side, and we just go there every time. And then like that's the only spot we could go, and like we loved that. Like that was all we needed, and it would be me and my brothers and like 2 of our boys just hooping. That was it, and we were terrible. Like
so okay, you were terrible at a young age, but you were. I mean, I'm sure you had some height to you already at a young age, right? So
yeah.
Did that club reach out to you and your brother, just kind of based on your height, or did they see you playing outside while these other kids were playing soccer? How did that come about?
So we went to, I think it was like an open, like I don't know how you call it. It was like an open day.
Open gym or something?
Yeah, exactly. It was like open gym, and it was like people who didn't play for the club, but just like everybody could come in and play in the hall, because they had like some nice courts, and then just see what you can do, have some fun. And we went there, and I think we just met some, like, some of the coaches were there, obviously, and they were looking. And my brother, me, and I think all 3 of us, like, they noticed, and we just got talking to them, and like we told them like, yeah, we want to play, man. We don't know where to start. And then like my oldest bro started first, my middle bro started 2, and I still did a year of track and soccer, because like it wasn't really a team for me at that point, so I just had to keep playing. And then a year after that, I could finally go. I was hyped, and yeah, that's how I got the connection.
So, I mean, I guess you start playing, 11, 12, you're into the open gyms, your brothers are playing, guys are starting to see you, you're getting introduced to the club. At what age did you really figure out for yourself, like, damn, I guess I could be pretty good at ball. I'm tall, I'm coordinated, the skills, they'll keep coming as I keep getting reps and practices. At what age did people start talking to you, telling you, giving you an idea in your head, like, hey, you could do something with this?
See, that's the crazy thing. I would say that like the point where I was like, yeah, man, I could do something with this. I would say that's only like 16, 17, because the first 2 years I was like, we were just doing it just for fun. Like we liked it, and we were playing, and we were on our team. We were good, but like I would never have thought at that point, if you asked me, I would never have thought like I would actually be able to play at like whatever, it was just like purely for, like, how it is, right? Just to play.
Yeah.
And here kids, I know, like, there's rankings at high school, like middle school, like kids know, like already they have a plan, but nah, it was 17 maybe. And then like this guy came like I knew him, but he started like talking about me going like international, so like to Germany, to like a club where they have a good like youth program. And that was the first time I was like, yeah, damn, like I could, like do something with this. I could like, I have potential. I could do better. I could become good. So it was late. It was late, man. Yeah.
So talk about that, bro, because, obviously, you came over to the States. I mean, I'm sure you had, different opportunities. You talked about, going to Germany, international club, but how did you end up getting over to IMG? Because, everyone in the States knows IMG as being one of the top, schools, not only for basketball, but every sport. You know what I'm saying? They football, tennis, baseball, like they got, a great facility, great programs going on. So how did that happen? And then talk about that transition, leaving home, at an early age, not to a different city, to a fucking different country.
Yeah. Nah, that was definitely a big change. But how it started, so like I said, like I was thinking about going to Germany, maybe even to Spain, because my middle brother, he went to Spain at that point. So he did 1 year in Spain, and then he was about to like sign with D1 in Colorado. So that was going on at that point. So I had the idea like that's what I want to do. I want to go to college. Like that's what he's doing, and that seems like the route. So I was planning on like doing exactly that. I was planning on going to Germany or Spain, go to a camp, like a year-long training camp, and sign with college. That was like my goal. Then people started talking about, you might be able to go pro in Europe. So then that became an option. And the way I ended up like not doing any of that and going to IMG, it was just like an email. It was one email that I got from, and that's also crazy. It was an email from Brewster, where Buddy and a bunch of the guys went. So Brewster in New Hampshire. I got one email. Like I was looking at my emails, I was like, "What's that?" It said Coach Smith from Brewster. Like I saw some videos, and we might be interested. Like like hit us up. Basically, that was what it said. To be honest, at that point, I had no clue what Brewster was, what prep school was, anything. Like, so I told my dad, and he was like, like react, like respond, and then like you're interested, and just check out what it is. Like, so we talked. Like, we found out like Brewster was one of the pretty much spots where like crazy talent comes through. And so yeah, it was really quick. Like it was like 3-4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks before like the season's already starting. So it was like July, August that this was happening. And then we started talking to Coach Smith. I signed with Coach Smith, like with Brewster.
Yeah.
And then Brewster squad was loaded at that point. Like they had Jalen LeCue, they had Kai Jones. I think both of them are in the NBA right
both
now.
of them in the league.
Yeah, you like rest in peace, Terrence Clark. He was on that team. Like they were loaded, they were stacked. So the coach he rang me up and he was like, "Yo, like I'd love to have you, but if you really want to go somewhere you can develop, like." He said, like, go to IMG, I have contacts at this spot. And yeah, he named IMG, and we knew it because that was something. We were in Florida and we heard about it. So we happened to know that one. And at first I was disappointed, like, man, I was ready to go, like to Brewster, and then we read up on it, we talked some more, and I pretty much like last minute hopped over to IMG. So it was up, down, left, right. Like I had no clue I was going to go until like a couple of weeks before the whole season. So it was crazy. And then in the end, it was like I feel like one of the best decisions I could have made at that point.
Yo, shout out to Coach Smith. I know it's Jason Smith over at Brewster, because a lot of coaches wouldn't do that, bro. Right? Try to put you on with another school that they're possibly playing against. You know what I'm saying? So for him to be able to kind of, let you go. But hey, I got this other opportunity for you that I think it really help you grow and develop. That's a big time move on his part, man. Shout out to Coach Smith at Brewster.
Yeah, for real. And yeah, like you said, like looking back, it was like really, I'm thankful he told me that, because at the moment I was like, dang, like I felt like he was like letting me go, like you said. But like when you look at it like big picture, is really something to be thankful about, like for real.
Yeah.
Because I had a much bigger chance to like just develop over there, even with like practice and all that, and just getting playing time. So yeah, it was really that was really big. And then from there on out, it's a whole different story. With that's when it all started. And yeah, you said being away from home.
Yeah, talk about your transition, bro.
Yeah.
Now you get to Florida. I mean, first of all, we're not even going to talk about basketball. We just talk about coming from obviously Amsterdam, Netherlands, which is I haven't been there, but just from what I looked up or researched, man, laid back, real cool. Like everybody's kind of it's not a lot of, I guess, you come to the States, it's more like in your face type shit, right?
Yeah.
Amsterdam is more like laid back. So just getting into America before you even start with the basketball, kind of talk about that transition just with the people and dealing with that.
Yeah. Nah, like it's been a ride, man. Like just coming here, it's been so IMG was kind of like you could say like a little bit like a bubble, because it's like campus and it's mad international. There's a lot of international kids there, and it's focused on sports, right? So it was like a good transition, because it was still kind of, I was chilling with Brazilian kids, like Israeli kids, like a bunch of Europeans. So it was definitely like you noticed like you were in America, you were not home, but it was like a lot of different cultures. So I would say the first time I was like introduced to American culture was when I came to Cuse. And yeah, man, like just like I love both. Like I can honestly say I love like my hometown, I love my country, but like now I also love American culture, man. Like at first there was times where I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. like just being so far away from home, and then like there was a lot like I had to learn about just because I still had that attitude, like I'm here to play, but I also here to have fun, like enjoy life outside of basketball a lot. Like, so I was focused on ball, but not like I was not necessarily like mentally giving it 100%, because I was still doing like I was still like there's so much going on. I couldn't really give it my all, like, if you know what I mean. So
you were still trying to like get in with your surroundings and try to
I was literally, because I just moved to Florida, and then like a little bit later I'm in a different state, a different like start, a whole new start. And I was still like 18 at that point. I was like, whoa, like, and everything was huge. Like there was fans coming up to you. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I could, because like a year before that, I was playing with like 5 people in the stands, and it was like, it was a whole whole switch of a world. It was a new world for me, man. So and I gotta say, like, Riff helped me a lot with like all of that, because he helped me on the court a lot, but he helped me a lot off the court, like mentally, like, being in the right spot, like to be successful in basketball. Also, like outside of it, just to be like have a good mindset towards everything. Just keeping me happy, keeping me like busy. Like, so yeah, he helped me a lot, Griff. Coach B, he was tough on me, but looking back, like, he also have like there was stories. I mean, everybody knows, like, it's hard, man, sometimes, but like I gotta look back and be like also thankful for like the lessons he told me. Even though at that, like, there's a lot of times that at the moment I was mad, man, because like you come home from practice and you work your ass off, and then it's not like you get screened at, like everything is like, man, like
damn, why I'm working hard as fuck, but for what?
Exactly, bro. Yeah. And then you got homework, and then you got this, and then you got a meeting, and then you got like, and now I was like, every day I was at home, I was like, man,
overwhelming. Could be overwhelming
Yeah.
a little bit.
And then like the same thing the next day, you know, and then it's yeah, it's like I just needed a break sometimes. But like that, just pushing through that, like I learned, like even though at that, yeah, like I've been saying all the time, even though in the moment, like it sucked, man. I was like, I don't want to, like, I don't know if I like basketball anymore at this point. I just wanted to like take a break. But then pushing through that and getting over that made me like mentally more, like a lot more stronger, man. Like that's the main thing like I took away from my whole journey is just mental like strength, like to bounce back and like not be overwhelmed by anything basically that comes at you, because it all came at once. And then if I can get through that, like yeah, there's wherever I go now, I feel like I could, you know, build something that's like that's huge for me.
No doubt. So I'll back it up a little bit because we got in the cues. I want to talk more about what you was just talking about. But now you playing for IMG. It's different now. You know, you used to playing overseas international ball. You get over here, man, you see motherfuckers jumping out of the gym, athletic. You know, point guards are probably 6'. You playing against a lot of great talent, especially at IMG. You know, it's a little bit more physical, probably. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I think early on in your stage, that's probably, you know, the one of the things that, you know, you obviously had to work on is getting bigger and get stronger. You had the skill work, but now you had to get a little bit more stronger and physical. Talk about the transition in high school, playing, and then also when did your recruitment start to really pick up and Q start to see you, and then how did that decision come?
So like it all went fast. Like at first just getting used to it, like you said, physically, like bros are, everyone is athletic, first of all. Like there's no, like, yeah, they're shooters, like that's their main thing is shooting, but they're still more athletic than the regular dude in my league where I was at, because you have to be. So it was like, I'm just glad I didn't get like dunked on like crazy or some shit and just be on like all over Instagram and all that when I just got there. I'm happy that didn't happen, but yeah, man, it was crazy. Like just the transition, like you said, everybody's skilled back home. A lot of people, but it's not like the athletes like over here, man. So that was the main thing in basketball wise. And then yeah, I came in IMG in January in the end, because there was a whole transition with there was a bunch of stuff with visas and whatever. So I came there in January. This is like half season, mid season. Start playing, and like I would say February. So like 3 weeks maybe into the season, I start getting like these coaches coming through, because there's coaches in the gym always, but there was like, I think Vanderbilt came through, Providence, Hughes came through, and that was this one game where there's a bunch of them, and I balled out, and Griff was in the stands, but
Okay.
I didn't know him at that point, so I did some stuff like spin move layup. I was shooting mid range. I was like getting all the rebounds. Like it was a good game, right? So after that game, like a bunch of coaches came up to me, and then Griff came up to me, and Hughes was together with Vanderbilt the only two I knew by name. So like I was like a little bit like, yo, so I'm like starstruck and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
no.
yeah, I was like, damn. All right, again, I'm like, this is like the big level, right? And then yeah, from that moment, so it was like February-ish. I was like in contact with Q's from that point on. Kept playing until the season finished like a month later. And then I think they offered when we were flying to a game. I got a call from Griff, and he was like, "Yeah, first I got a call from Coach Boeheim. We talked for a little bit, and like 2 days after, I got an offer from Griff on the phone, and I can't like that was a good moment.
Yeah, bro, talk about that a little bit because I mean, we talked about it in the beginning, like you were just doing this shit for fun, bro. You know what I mean? 11, 12. You said till you was like 16, 17 years old, you were just really doing it for
Yeah,
fun, not even really knowing. Now, you know, you get to the point where you're getting offered a full ride scholarship to go to college for free at Syracuse, which is $75,000 a year to go to school there. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So, you know, you go from the beginning, not even thinking about this at all, to being offered a scholarship, playing for one of the greatest coaches of all time, a Hall of Famer. You know
yeah,
what? When you hear Griff on the phone saying, "Hey, you know, we want you to come," what's going
yeah.
through your mind, bro?
Uh, it was like I was like trying to like contain my my because I was trying to like not get like, oh, I made it, but like
Yeah.
if I gotta say, that was one of the moments where I was like, man, like this, like I'm doing it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was that I remember exactly, like, and I came back to my team. I said, yo, I was like looking around. I was like, I think I just got an offer from Syracuse. You know? Everybody was like going crazy, like, oh, congrats, bro. Like, and like that's when you start realizing, I was like, man, like that might be like life changing. And like
Mm-hmm.
it was. And yeah, from that point, it's like it was a whole new start. But yeah, that was like, yeah, that was huge. It was huge for me. Like, and it gave me like the confidence to be like, yeah, like like if they see that in me, you know, it might be there, you know. It's not just I'm just not only doing this for fun. I still love it, but
Yeah.
it could be like I might be able to make a career from this stuff. And then yeah, yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, what a feeling, bro. Because like you said, it a moment like that, now it even gives you more confidence in yourself. Like, because sometimes, you
Yeah,
know,
for
you
sure.
haven't been playing a lot. You, like you said, you love the game, but you know, you haven't been playing. Some, you know, these kids you playing with at IMG been playing since they might be 7, 8 years old. You know, you just for
Yeah,
real started taking it serious at 16. So when you get this offer from a high level school like that, now the confidence in you, now you like at a whole nother level. But
yeah,
okay, so now you get offered, you know, you sign, you do all that. You talk about the visa stuff. I know you had to, you know, go through that stuff, but now
yeah,
you get to Cuse, and then now it's the real shit. You know what I mean? Coaches to get you there, they tell you all good and all that, but now
yeah,
you here, and now it's some real shit. You got to do the work, and I know how Coach Boeheim is. Like he not gonna sugarcoat anything, right? He gonna
nah,
tell you how it is. You know what I mean? So your first
yeah,
couple of years, I know you got a lot of that. You heard he's yelling at you. That's just how he is. You
yeah,
didn't play a
yeah.
lot those first couple of years. You talked about Griff helping you on and off the court. What
Mm-hmm.
did you really do, bro, those first couple of years to really stay locked in and continue to focus, even though you know you weren't playing, you know, coaches yelling at you, getting on you, you might have lost a little bit of your confidence, right? Feeling
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you might
yeah.
not belong. What did you do to stay locked in? Who helped you? You know, what are some of the things that you did on a daily basis to really stay there?
Uh, yeah, that's a good question, man. Because it was a lot of things, to be honest. Like, and it had up and downs, man. Like there was days when I was like, man, like this might not be it, you know. Like, I don't feel like it. Like you lose your confidence sometimes because you have a bad practice and
Mhm.
you haven't played in a while, and coach yelling at you, and like, you know. So it like goes up and down. But there was a bunch of people that that talked to me and like told me, for example, like outside of the coaching staff, because all of them always were like supportive and like there to help, you know, like GMAC Red, and Griff, all of them. But outside of that, Rosie Bowie,
Oh yeah,
Roosevelt, he
absolutely.
was yeah, since my freshman year, man. He been telling me like, yo, like I went through what you went through. Like I was skinny, I was a lanky dude. I was just working my ass off every day. And I mean, coach was coach back then too, you know. So
Even
he
worse,
told,
bro.
yeah, no, exactly. Like I heard all this story. Like I know. Like people have been telling me, yeah, he's more calm now. So I was
Yeah, facts.
like how? Like, how, yeah. So that, like, you know, that's motivating, man. Like they were like, yeah, and Itan Thomas,
Oh
same
yeah.
thing. Yeah, same thing. Like they supported me a lot, and like when I did play, they told me about the things that did like really well, and to focus on that, you know, like to keep that in mind. Like, yeah, you're doing that like really well, like, and people will see that, and you'll keep growing on like those things, you know, and like not to like keep being so hung up on like what you did bad, and to just keep bad and keep working, because that's the only way you're gonna, you know, really find out what you can do. So those two for sure. My family a lot, like, I mean, you know, even though they're away, like we called a lot. So
Yeah.
my dad and my mom and both my brothers, my uncle even a lot, and my grandma, like those are the main ones I talk to a lot. Yeah, man, and then just practicing every day, and then, you know, you have a good game, and that gives you like, you remember those to build on, and then yeah, it was a bunch of stuff, man. And then even then, like there was times where I was like, man, like still like, because there's at that point the transfer stuff was happening, you know.
Yeah.
So like so many people were transferring out, and then you start thinking, is that a good idea? But like,
Was that
uh,
something that like ever came to your mind that you really wanted to do, or it might have just been something like was there and then went away?
I would say like it was no, like the first years, no, and then there was maybe one point where I started like thinking, like, could it be? But then first of all, I didn't really want to leave.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe would it be better for my career? But then I was looking at people that left, and I was like, is that better? Like, does that help? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's definitely situational, right?
yeah, and of course,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, situational, right? So you never know. Like sometimes it is better. Like, and then, but I didn't want to be that guy that like made a fast decision for myself, you know, and then was like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to look back and be like damn, like I messed up, uh and then at that point it was right then, like I started also getting some good games, some momentum, and then we had March Madness, and then I also talked to coach throughout that time, so like we both knew a little bit where we were at, and then it was never really uh like a plan. I never had anything planned. It was just like in the back of your mind, you know?
Yeah.
And then yeah, after my second year, I had no intentions of leaving. I had my focus on Q's. And then last year it was like it was really,
Breakout. That
really,
was your breakout.
yeah, for me it was like it was huge. Like we didn't really get the results, like, and also I got injured at the end, but it was huge for me for sure last year.
Well, because it kind of, began for you at the end, maybe middle towards the end of your sophomore year, because like you said, you started
Yeah.
getting time in that middle. I think it was one game in particular. I want to say Miami,
Yeah.
maybe in your sophomore, where you just came in. It wasn't a lot, you know what I'm saying? You might have played 10, 12 minutes, but you could tell that you were in there for that time. Your presence was felt offensively and defensively, just being able to rim run and then, have your presence in the middle. That game, I could tell going forward, like you were like, all right, I could play with these dudes. Like I belong out here. And, we talked about last year, your junior year was really your breakout year, bro. 13 points a game, 7 boards. I want to say almost 2 or 3 blocks. But like one of the most impressive things is you're shooting from almost 70% from the field. And the last time a center at Cuse did that, it was my roommate, Renze Anawaku. I think he shot damn near, 68 or something like that, which is fucking hard to do, especially when, you're a big guy, you got all those guys bumping you and, being physical down there. So, kind of talk about that year, bro, not playing the first 2 years, coming into your junior year. I don't think people really had super high expectations, but they knew that you have improved and they saw the progression, but you turned yourself into an NBA prospect, bro. Kind of talk about that year and in the progressions that, you went through. And then obviously eventually, you get hurt with the, broken wrist. Kind of talk about that. Now that's another, hurdle that you had to get over, and, talk about that mental side of it as well, being hurt.
Yeah. So yeah, and it was I mean, at that point I came off like you said, we had a good March Madness, went Sweet 16. And we pretty much had a lot of the same guys coming back and a couple of transfers coming in cold. And like that year, with Sai coming in, of course. That year, so I was what March Madness did for me in the last couple of games was like it gave me like the final confirmation, like like you can play and impact at this level, because I had good games and I showed like I could help the team, So that gave me that confidence to carry over into last year. And when I started last year, like you said, there wasn't like really any like there was people that were like, yeah, he can be really good, but like this is his first real, chance. And so starting that, like we pretty much like I had a couple good games from the start. Like it just felt good. The confidence was there. My teammates like kept finding me. I was in the right spots, and teams didn't really have a good way to like go around stopping me because we ran a bunch of good pick and rolls, some good sets, and yeah, I just to be honest, like I just played my ass off and just saw what happened. Like I didn't really, I just worked, played, and tried to keep my focus on solely that. That was my whole thing. Like I didn't try to make it bigger than it had to be. I was like, just go play ball and work your ass off every game to get the best out of it, and then when that started like taking off, I get more points, get more blocks, rebounds, like the confidence builds up. And yeah, it was just the flow I was in. And yeah, until
So what was there a point in that season where you like, man, fuck it, this shit, I'm an NBA prospect. I know you don't want to think too far ahead, but like you were playing like that. I tell people a lot, bro. You remind me of like a JaVale McGee type. You know what I'm saying? A guy who could really get up and down, make an impact as far as like getting lobs, being around the rim, altering shot, blocking shots. You know what I mean? And shit, JaVale McGee got about 2-3 championships. You know what I mean? And from back home where I'm from Michigan. So I saw that in you. But was there a point in that season, your junior year, and I know you got hurt against Boston College, and you didn't get hurt. The team was really just starting to roll. You know what I mean? Before you got hurt. So we were trying to make that run to, get into the tournament. That's a whole nother thing. But at what point in your mind were you like, shit, I got a chance? Were there people kind of from the outside, were you hearing those talks like, hey, this guy is an NBA prospect?
Yeah. Like I would say the first game, like if I had to say like one point where that happened, like where I was like, yeah, man, like there, yeah. So I would say that game, it was in a Bahamas tournament, and it was pretty much those 3 games where the first one I fouled out. So I was playing pretty well, but I just fouled out. I don't know, but it was maybe like what some calls, but I was also just like too like physical with like my hands, like whatever. So I fouled out, and then people were telling me like, man, like just stay in the game. Just like whatever you do, just make sure you just stay in the game. Like you can help us, just make sure you don't foul out next time. So I was like, okay, bet. Like I'm like make sure I have the chance to even like stay on the court. Like I'm not gonna like take myself out of the game for no reason, So the next game, I think it was Arizona State, and it was pretty much a must win because we lost the first one, which we could have and should have won, and then this one was a good team, but like, yeah, we came in and we need a win and we're gonna get it. And that game, I played I played pretty good. I had like 21 points for the first time in my career. I remember like all the like I had some offensive rebounds and big plays and stuff, and then we won. So it was like, and then you go with coach to the interview room, and then
Yeah.
you come in, yeah, and everything, all that stuff. Like I never had any of that. So
Mm-hmm.
I came in, and after the game, like everybody's like it's one of the best feelings because like especially like playing good feels good, but like knowing that what you did like helped with the win and it was a big part of the win, that's the best for me. So at that point I was like like I actually like helped Syracuse to a win. Uh and like I was important in that, and then uh yeah, like that gave me that next level of confidence to like take on like a big role in the team and also have that like you said, I don't really like to like look and talk about the future as in like it's gonna be like this or gonna be like that, especially with NBA stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I definitely believe at this point it's definitely possible, and I'm right there. I can almost touch it, but I have to do the work.
No
That's
doubt.
that's what it is for me. I got to do it, and then we'll see. So 100% like I hear what you're saying. That's definitely with that confidence that stayed like throughout the season.
So just listening to you talk, bro. I
Yeah,
know you're a team guy. I know it's like, so I can hear you when you talk about yourself. You always go back to to the team and how you help the team win. And also, it's kind of like listening to you talk. It's still like you're almost like you're so grateful and in awe of this whole experience. Like you're like, I'm going back to, when we were talking about in the beginning, how you were just doing this for fun. I don't know if you really thought that this is where you would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, could an orange ball really take me to, this place where I could be, taking care of my whole family and eventually their family? What have these 3 years been like? Playing for Coach Boeheim, a Hall of Fame coach, playing at Syracuse where, you you get to play in front of fucking 25, 30,000 people in a game, which is unheard of. You're not going to do that anywhere else ever after in the pros, wherever you go. It's not going to be, that type of crowd. And then also, I mean, you know how the community is in Cuse. Wherever you go, they're going to make sure they say something to you about it. It's just how the community is. What has this whole experience been like for you these 3 years, being a part of all of those things?
yeah, man. Like you said, like it changed my life for like everything. Like you said, the fact that I might be able to like my family's like everything to like most people. Like my family is everything to me, so like everything is good, but like the fact that I could be able to take care of them and my future families and future kids, like hopefully like that's possible. Like that's still like I don't know if it shows like from the way I talk, but it's for me it's still such a crazy concept that
Mhm.
like what me and my bros were. It feels so short ago. Like
Yeah.
it feels like it was just me and my brothers just watching, and that is so close right now that is something that's I'm near like NBA guys and coaches, Hall of Fame. Like I'm there every day, and it's still like surreal type. Like it's still like feels like I could wake up every day. Like that stuff could be like a dream. That's how it feels still. So Yeah, it's crazy, especially when I talk about it. That's when I realize it the most. Because when you're in it, like you go through it, you go through the motions, and it's special. And when you reflect, like you look back and you're like, like I just played against those guys. I just like got that opportunity. I stood in front of 30,000 people. Like who does that? So it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Well, so we talk about this, playing in front of 30,000 people. We know how the Q's community is. It's a surreal feeling for you, obviously coming from, Amsterdam to over here and experiencing all this. But I think another really, really awesome thing is what you were able to do this summer, right? And the experience you had being able to represent your country, play for your country against, other professional guys. NBA guys, talk about that experience, bro. Being able to represent your country, and then what are some of the things that you learned from this summer that you think you could really take into your senior year that will help you out?
This summer was great. Like for example, mostly the Eurobasket was the biggest tournament I played. I played at like a bunch of like 5 or 6 World Cup qualifiers, and those were great experience, like traveling, being with like the whole team I was with are pros. They've been playing for 12, 13 years or whatever, like playing for money. Yeah. So just training with them and seeing how they live, like, it's their job now. So and that helps like make it more real too. Cause you see like, oh, they do this every day. They make sure they they make sure that their health, that's the main thing. Like they're always stretching, and I was like, yo, you're gonna stretch before, after, like in the night, like like I was like, how much are y'all doing? Like they be like taking care of their body,
No doubt.
then the extra work, and their mentality. Like if you win, like you're happy, but you make sure you're ready for the next game because it's in a couple of days. And then if you lose, like you can be sad, but you got to make sure you're ready for the next game because it's in a couple of days. Like it's like the whole mindset is just it's professional, and like they're adults, and they think about all of this in like a more like professional way. Like that's what you do, So
that's how they feed their family.
Exactly. They all have families. It's also like funny, man. Their kids are like maybe like 10 years younger than me. I was like a kid in that group.
Right.
So it was really dope. And then playing against like Jokic, Vesely, like Margaret got traded while I was there. I was like, damn, my man just got traded to a whole different state, and he was just eating breakfast next to us. Like it was all that stuff. Like it was great, man. Like the whole experience. And then like you come out of practice, and then Jokic is just chilling. You dap him up, and it feels, like I came. Wait, my bad.
Oh, you good?
I came back like with the extra motivation. That's most of it. I came back with like I know a lot more about what I need to do to reach that.
Absolutely. Yeah. What a dope experience, bro. Being able to see that the guys that eventually you're going to be playing against and competing against. Now we'll talk about going into your senior season. Obviously, now there's more expectations for you, right? And knowing what people seeing what you could do, they're going to expect more of you. Last year you were, for me, one of the most improved players in the country, and now coming into your senior year, you're going to be one of the top bigs in the country and one of the top bigs in the ACC. What are you expecting from yourself, from the team, and how do you see this year playing out for you?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, expectations go up. I usually don't try to put expectations on myself, but it also gives like good, like you can't slack when you know like, oh, you got to do that, man. Like there's not just you relying on you, but there's also people like, you know, that when you do good, they do good. So, you know, it gives you like an extra like motivated to make sure you do your stuff right.
No
So
doubt.
I have expectations for the team and for myself. Like what I want to do for myself, I just want to make sure I improve every year. So make sure I'm working on my physical, working on my defense, my offense, and like in the broad skill, but also on like just making sure my shot improves like from these spots, you know. So whether it's big or small, I'm making sure I'm trying to improve my own game. And then team wise, I feel like we have a solid team. Like we're young for sure. Like last year we had a lot more senior guys. This year we got like six, seven new freshmen, and they're good, man. They're balling out in practice. They're hungry. So I feel we can do. We got the tools to beat any team we come up against. It's more about whether we have to how quickly we come together during the season, you know, because it's gonna be at some point where there's a game and we play somebody that is hella good, and we need to come together and not, you know, start just shooting our own jump shots or do whatever, like, you know. So that's the main thing, and that's something we've been like focusing on, to just because that's every college year, you know, everybody's new. You got to make sure it's a group. But I've a great feeling about it this year. I'm excited, and yeah, mostly also just to see what I can do. Yeah, to help the squad be great and give Q's like a dope year to look at when we come out. Yeah.
So you talked about, you're going to go through that adversity, especially with those young guys. They're super talented, but they're going to be, you're going to have those ups and downs. You're going to have a lot of learning curves for those guys. For you, going into your senior year, having been through all those experiences, played in the tournament, played through those adversities, ups and downs, played with a lot of great players. Do you see yourself being a little bit more vocal this year? You're one of the leaders on the team, one of the senior leaders, but do you see yourself, kind of, being a little bit more vocal? We know in that zone, the center is the guy who really has to communicate and kind of get people in their spots.
Yeah.
We know early on you weren't the biggest talker, right? But do you see yourself, now that you have proved yourself, you've showed people that you could really do it and you belong, do you see yourself talking a little bit more, being a little bit more vocal, especially to these younger guys?
Yeah. So yeah, my personality is not the big talker like type, but on the court, like for me it's more like if I see something like that, he's doing it wrong, but he doesn't, like, it's because he hasn't played enough for his zone example, so he's coming up ways that he's got to stay down, and it's on me as like my role, and if I want to win, everybody's got to be in the right position. So for sure, on the court, I feel like it's a lot more my responsibility to make sure like I'm heard and I let my guys know what's going on, and also I feel like I can bring more of experience now. I gotta bring it to the table, because it would be a shame if I'm here for 4 years, I know what I'm doing, and then I just like stay silent for all of that time, because
right, you're supposed to share that. You're supposed to
share
exactly.
So yeah, so for sure, am I going to be the guy that can't keep his mouth shut anymore? Nah, like I'm still going to be like maybe like laid back, like whatever, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm heard and when I got to be heard. So yeah, I carry that confidence on the court, but I'm still going to be, like, I would say, like my own version of that, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So
no, I seen it, bro. I didn't see it where I see that fire a little bit. You get a block, you get a dunk. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to scream in my face, but I I can see the intensity, and I ain't gonna be mad at you if you scream in somebody's face this year, right? I mean, that's gonna get me going. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. Yeah, no, and that like the intensity comes from me. I know it comes like there's a point when you get into the game. Like some people have it faster than others. Like I feel like you on the court, you get into the game like that. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Bro, like that's dope. Like I love watching those videos. Really, you get into that, like, and that it's fun to watch, and you know that's when you're like locked in, right? So I get locked in fast, but like I don't get like the intensity that other players get that fast. But like when it comes out, you feel it. That shit like it's fuel, man. It's
and
fuel.
then your teammates gonna feel that. Like they gonna be like, damn, like you said, that's not really any, but if they see you like, damn, this mo, all right, bet. Like I'm with them. I'm with them. That's what it does for your team. So nah, bro, I think this year I'm excited, man. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the team. And I think it's gonna be some ups and downs, but it's gonna be a lot of highlights too, right? I think last year's team was completely different because we had so many of the same guys on our team as far as guys who were just shooting the ball. We didn't have enough guys to be able to like, create for themselves and create for others. I think this team is more made up of guys who could create for themselves and create for others. And then you're sprinkling in, the shooters around the perimeter. But it'll be exciting, bro. It'll be exciting. These are my last 5 questions for you, and then I'm gonna get you out of here. Kind of a little rapid question. Is there one game this year or one player that you look forward to going against?
Well, one player is just because I haven't played him a lot is Armando Baycock, because I only played him once, I think, in my freshman year, and last year I couldn't play because I was out when we played. So I'll say,
okay.
Yeah.
Baycock, we on your head. We on your head. That just remember that. I hope you see this.
Because he was in IMG high school when I was in prep. So like I seen him a couple times, but we never really got to play him. So
okay, I'm circling that joint, North Carolina. That's a bet right there.
Yeah,
what's your favorite place to eat in the Q's? I seen you out at Mom's and all that. So what it is?
Yeah. Nah, I've been trying a lot of spots, man. But I say favorite right now. I'd say Francesca. I was there yesterday. It was really that was fire. And the Cheesecake Factory. I love that spot, man. That's my spot.
All right, I bet. I might have to put you. You got to say a pizza or something, man. Some local. We got to get some local.
Hey, a pizza is super tough. Shout out to Griff for sure.
Yeah, that's a fact. Shout out to Griff. What's something people don't know about you off the court? You got a special talent. I know you from Amsterdam. I know you speak a few different languages. What's something that people don't know about you?
I say that like I'd be interested in like biology a lot. So I've spent a lot of my time in my classes right now. So I'm in the lab, like eating basketball or in the real lab, like 24/7. So man. Academics is huge right now. I'm just trying to finish that off on the side for sure for the future. So if I wasn't playing ball, that's what I'd be doing.
Oh damn, you be damn scientist, huh? You the tallest scientist of all time. I know.
Yeah, man. I know the lab coat's XX triple XL, man.
That's dope. Something that you want to accomplish outside of basketball.
I would say, So I would say the biotech career would be huge. But yeah, mostly like on a personal level, just help a lot of like people, especially where I'm from, get into sports, get into a track where they can see a future in themselves. Like I could not see it when I was younger. I'd love to do that.
That's dope. I think that's in your future, bro. Once you get to the league, I'm just putting it out there already. You know what I mean? I know it ain't happened yet, but I'm putting it out there, manifestation. You know what I mean? So I think that's something really dope, bro, that you'll be able to do, kind of have a program. And I'm sure you got people back at home who'll be willing to, get that thing off the ground and get it going. Last question, bro, and I'll get you up out of here. What's one thing you want people to remember you at the Q's? While you were at the Q's, what's one thing that you want people to remember you when you leave?
Oh man, big question. I would say I stay myself, man. I just whatever happened, if I played bad, if I played good, if you come up to me, I'll just try to be like authentic, man. I just try to be me. Like not acting. I'll be Jesse Edwards, man. Like that's important to me. Just make sure I don't become like some cocky dude or whatever. Like, I'm feeling myself. I'll just try to be me.
That's dope, bro. That's definitely dope. And I can see it, bro. I can tell just how you, from the conversation, bro, even keel, you're not going to get a big head, because you're going to get there, bro. And you should be proud of yourself, because we talked about it in the beginning, man. It wasn't even in your mind frame to be an NBA player. You were just having fun with it. Going from Amsterdam to Florida at a young age, leaving your family, going to Q's for the first couple years, not playing, going through those ups and downs, all while being away in a whole nother country, is a lot to deal with. And then, putting yourself in position to succeed. And now in your last year, becoming an NBA prospect, and going to do big things in your senior year. You should be proud of yourself, bro. The work is not done, but you should definitely be proud of yourself. And I know your family's proud of you as well, bro. But I appreciate you, man, coming on, because I know you busy and you got a lot of stuff going on. So I appreciate you coming on, chopping it up. And you already know it's going to be a great year for you. And you can reach out to me anytime, bro. You already know what it is. Q's family. You know how Q's family get down. You talked about it a little bit. So we always hear from you, bro.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the talks we had, man. Like, it was freshman year. I think I met you, and then ever since, like, you've been supporting me too. So, like, just want to throw that out there. Like, I appreciated that too a lot, man. At that point, still do. So that's dope.
My dog. I appreciate you hopping on, bro. It's all love.